We're going out with a bang today. Our last presenter serves the growing and vibrant bicycle community here in Rochester. We are so pleased that he has brought one of the most exciting events in recent history back to downtown Rochester, the Twilight Criterium Bike Race, which features a national audience of competitors. Please join me in welcoming Scott Page of Full Moon Vista Bike and Sport.
Thank you very much for having me today. I want to thank Heidi and her crew. They're amazing. I wish I could bottle some of her enthusiasm. She's great. I think we all want that. I'd also like to thank our mayor and city council for their support in this event and bringing it back. Timing is everything, as we all know. And I started this event 11 years ago, a long time ago. Had it for 5 great years, and then the economic downturn in 2009 put it on hold. I thought it was going to be on hold for maybe a year or two, but it went by quickly. Suddenly, here we are 7 years later, and we're bringing it back. A lot of that is the support needed to shut down a city and put on an event of this size is pretty big. And one of the things I really needed, and it was mentioned earlier today, was passion. Our previous administration with Mayor Duffy was fantastic. He understood the event, and he was great. And I say that again, so thank you very much. Because without passion, it needs money, obviously, to bring this event back to town, but that's a huge part of it. So one of the things that happened along the way was that the racers were a big part of this. These athletes come from all around the world to do this event. I've always found that as I put this on, it's hard for people to grasp sometimes in Rochester that something big can happen like this because they just expect that it's a bicycle race that anybody could do. And as I'm telling people that these are professionals from all around the world that fly into Rochester and do this. That's what they do for a living. It was always comical to me that people would say, my neighbor rides a bike. He needs racing with them. Nope, he won't be racing with them. Pretty much but the neat thing about these athletes that come in is a lot of times you would think that what they were excited about is not what they're excited about. They would come to me repeatedly, and one thing that kept coming back all the time was the city. The course that's laid out downtown has the Powers Building, and it's got Cross Arena, and it's got Albert Paley's sculpture, and 9 turns in a 1-mile course. And these athletes fly in, they go to a hotel, they show up at the course, they ride the course, and they're looking at obviously where they have to race, but believe it or not, they were looking at the architecture. And they repeatedly would come to me, again, from all over the world, and they're like, you have the most beautiful city ever. And it was kind of neat because one of the designs of the course is that I wanted to showcase our city. And I was always very proud of that fact that these riders were just in awe. They had expected our whole city would look like the Powers Building, and it doesn't, but we did showcase the best parts. The other thing that's really nice is that it's kind of the intangible parts that I think are important. Everybody loves data, and everybody likes measurable things. And although economic impact and all these things are of great importance, one of the nice parts is the intangibles, like the community pride that you get. And I always was impressed with how the city shined during this event. Can I just get a quick show of hands? How many people have seen the event, by the way? So quite a few. That's pretty cool. I'm going to back up for just a minute and explain to you a little bit about what it is. It's a very strange name, Rochester Twilight Criterium. In fact, when I first started it, I wanted to just change it to something else, a little more palatable, but it is what it is. That's what it's called. And it's basically the easiest way to kind of tell you what this is about is it's a 1-mile course. These athletes do repeated loops on it. And it's kind of like NASCAR on wheels. It's incredibly exciting to watch. And the pros that come out at night and they race in the dark. There's very few of these in the United States at this level and in the nighttime, called Twilight. They average about 30 miles an hour for 2 straight hours. They have to brake, meaning they have to use their brakes 9 times every lap, which lasts 2 minutes a lap. So incredibly hard to keep that kind of pace. So it's hard to put words to, but it's a lot of fun to watch people come out. One of the things I hear all the time is that when families come out, they have to bring their kids kicking and screaming. And when they leave, they have to leave with their kids kicking and screaming because they don't want to leave. So a funny one is that I had a very good sponsor of ours who would sponsor the event every year, and they are again, I will leave their names. But they had 3 people that were in charge of sponsoring this, and when they wrote the check back in 2008, I knew that they'd never witnessed the event. So I said to them, can you please come out and see the event? And the person looked at me and they were pretty upset with me, and they actually said to me, like, so I wrote you a check and that's not good enough, you don't come out and see it? And I just said, you know what, I just think you owe it to yourself. You should come out and see what you're paying for. So funny story is I see this group of people after the event, and they told me that they got in their car, the 3 of them got in their car, and they drove downtown with a mission, which was they were going to come to the event, they were going to see it for 15 minutes so they could tell me later that I saw your event, thank you very much. So they did that, they left their kids home, their family, and it was really cool because this woman said, I'm so pissed, all of us were so pissed, we stayed all night long, we had the time of our lives and we left our families home, because we didn't really realize what it was. So if you do have the opportunity to come see it, I think you would you'd love it. It really makes our city shine. It's a U.S. national, kind of interesting that when we brought this back, one of the prerequisites was that we wanted to have it be of the highest level it could be. And USA Cycling, you have to do an event like this for quite a few years before they'll even grant you something like this. And on the telephone, in my first conversation, they gave me a green light and said, we want you back, we want this race back, it's one of the best in the United States. So thank you very much to Rochester hosting this, and hope to see you all down there on Saturday night in August. Thank you very much.